Greetings and salutations, Achroma fans. I'm Lord Dan here with AchromaLord, and today I've got another booster pack opening video for you. You've seen me do a few in the past. I've done 1, I've done 2, I've done 30, I've done 4, I've even done 6 and 7. So what am I going to do for you today? That's right, I'm going to do 10. Yeah, I know you thought something else, but we've got 10 for you today. So without much further ado, here's our first booster pack for you. Let's see what we got. We have a Rummage Prison Sapper. We have a Draco Hatchling. I do love the Draco Hatchling. We have a Draco Whelp. We have a Curdle Cave. We have a Brisgavi Fishing Spear Alt Art. That's our first Alt Art of the day. We have a Magnus of Lacringi. Let's see which we're getting some love. Chapter 2 should be out soon as well. We have an Eric. We have an Unfair Trade. We have a Wincy Rustweather Alt Art. It's possibly one of my favourite Alt Arts and one of my favourite characters. In fact, I don't think I've actually made a Spirata palette without Wincy in it, because he is so good. We have a Brisgavi Negotiation. We have a Wing Clipper, possibly one of my favourite objects in all of Spirata. We have a Reforged. We have a Full Palette, another fantastic card for Spirata decks. Pay 2, get 6 back as a splat. We have another Curdle Cave. We have an Impungulu Feather. We have an Occultist Shaman. We have a Civ's Shield, brilliant shield to use. We have another Alt Art Brisgavi Fishing Spear, and last but not least, we have a rare Brisgavi Falls. It's quite a good effect. As an action, you get to dig for a character, and once during your turn, you may erase a location with a shard value up to X, where X is the number of trolls, or Samir trolls, on your canvas. Next up, we have a Brisgavi Samir Totem. Velvet Worm. I do enjoy the Velvet Worm. We have a Fungwa Alt Art. Fantastic. Everyone loves Fungwa, and the Alt Art is just so cute. We have a Ludlam City Guard. We have a School Librarian. Teacher's Lectern. A Runner's Glare. Dovetail. Circlet. And Infiltration Rare. They're doing quite well on the Alt Arts so far. We have another Velvet Worm. We have a Lone Survivor. Oatrix Dole of Pins. A Pixie Enlisting. Lacringi Miner. Matron. Prism Stone. And Occultist's Scourge. Delilah's Rocket, and Delilah's Cauldron is a fantastic rare. So once per turn, draw a card. If you draw an action, you place it under Delilah's Crocket, and if you play it for free during any player's turn, if it is an action, you place it at the bottom of your palette. That is an absolutely fantastic object, as it does allow you to play an action. Next up, we have a Draco Hatchling. We have a Squish Grenade. We have a Hostile Takeover. Absolutely hate that being used on me. Trainee Painter. Do love a Trainee Painter. Silver Sprinkle Plant. An Achroma Claw. That's the standard artwork, not the alt, sadly. Stolen Dragon Egg. Absolutely fantastic with the Sacrifice deck. Cutting Cocoons, Ruber Draco, and a Wishwell Market Stall. Whenever a player deploys a card, you immediately +1. If you can get that one out on your first turn, you are laughing. Absolutely love a Market Stall. In fact, I would say it's probably one of my staples for Lorso. Next up, we have a Toadstool Cannon, Preparation, Draco Whelp, Painting Class, Scorch, Spider Silk, Role Reversal, everyone knows I love that in my Sparata decks, Trader's Cart, Violet Flora. This is a card with the Dispose keyword, so you can do it at any point you like during your turn, so you can choose a player and they must discard a card. Great thing to do to wait for when somebody has actually done some, if they're an Achroma player, they've done some trading, and they've got 1 or 2 cards left in their hand, you know it's going to be a good card they're going to play down next, you can actually dispose it, and then they have to discard that card from their hand. And last but not least, we have Conjure Tricks. Action, claim a character from any canvas. Absolutely hate that being played, especially after you've played your favourite legendary or rare that you know is going to be winning you the game. Okay. Thankfully, it is just a character which you can do it to, not one of your locations as well. Next up, we have a Brizgavi Shawl, Cursed Crystals of Arcus, Dracon, Ritual of Knowledge, and also Trade Deal, Magus Elite Protector, Delilah Crockett again, just getting some love today, Brizgavi Samir Band, Fireball, and Mrs. Potts Alt Art. Absolutely fantastic. I have to admit, out of all the alt arts, that was probably the funniest. As it happens, both Mrs. Potts and Rinsey alt arts are in my standard deck that I play most times. And also Trade Deal, another Scorch. Looks like I'm gonna have to make a new sacrifice deck. Ilakringi Mines. That one is actually a staple in all of my Norso decks at the moment. A Pixie Enlisting, Achroma Bomb, New. Sadly not the alt art, it's the standard, but still, it's a pretty good card. If you've never played it before, I guess it's new to you. We have a Heavy Tome, that was usually a staple in my Draco decks. Brizgavi Axe, once again, this is the Dispose effect. You get to raise a location with a shard value of 3 or less. Absolutely fantastic. We have a Corrupted Aurium. The attached character cannot attack, and you have to pay 1 additional shard to deploy cards. Absolutely fantastic to use against an opponent. And last but not least, we have Kara Curdle. Next up, we have the Achroma Bomb again. Snuff Out. Cursed Crystals of Arcus, another one of those. The Von Ruthro Teapot. Once again, it's got a Dispose effect, and the Dispose is you get to reveal a resource. That's the kind of Dispose effect that you're going to have on there if you really want to find a resource quickly, and you can do that after you've resolved that card. It only costs 1, it gives you 1 back, so basically you're going out and then you get to reveal a resource straight away. Magus Elite Helmet, an Agent's Lamp, Otrix's Conjuring. Oh, Curdle's getting some love in this pack. A Revival, fantastic. I actually need another Revival. Wincy's Spectacles. This has a Dispose effect. You get to reveal a card with a shard value of 2 or less. That can be pretty fantastic. And last but not least, a Norso Totem. That's whenever a card is erased from your canvas, you get to trade it instead, which is pretty fantastic for a Norso deck, especially if you've got a Norso trading deck, because they get bonuses to trade and they get to draw extra cards in the trade, and there's lots of cool stuff. And then we have, last pack but not least, we have a Brizgavi Shawl, Floating Wasteland, a Lakringi Trader, Samir Drums, Ritual of Knowledge, Jarvis Tremor, Jarvis's Satchel, the Carmilla Tritoris, a Fireball, and last but not least, a Brazingamin. This is a Realm Relic. The characters can't attack the attached character. All other characters must attack when able to during their turn. It's pretty fantastic. It's a great one to stick on one of your weaker characters that you want to protect and force your opponent's characters to attack a strong character that you know they're going to lose against. that's all for today. Let's go through our good cards that we got. Obviously, we've got the Brazingaman, the Mrs. Potts alt art that I just love, the Fongua alt art, which most people love as well. We have another Brizgavi fishing spear. We have the Wincy Rustweather, and there's yet again another alt art Brizgavi fishing spear. I'm not entirely sure how many of those I have, but I have more than one or two. It's fantastic. Absolutely love these three cards. I think they're possibly some of the better alt arts that we have out there. Wincy, yes, that is a standard size human book. Fairies are tiny little people, the little guys. We have the Fongua, who I just love eating that leaf there with his head stuck in the middle. And Mrs. Potts, somehow forgetting how to fly and having everything flying just falling down. Absolutely fantastic. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you next time.